direct question, I didn't know what to say for a moment. I replied randomly, "It is just a tumor on my thigh. Just bear with it and focus on driving." After Alice settled herself, I held both her hands on the steering wheel. I taught her patiently. Hold the wheel steady, eyes forward, left foot on the clutch, right foot on the brake. Slowly release the clutch and find the half engagement point. This time, Alice was very careful. She had already failed 4 times and didn't dare make another mistake. When the clutch reached the half engagement point, the car began to shake violently. Alice jolted heavily against me with each bump, and I could feel the friction building between us. The soft, resilient bounce of her hips against my body sent a tingling, almost itchy sensation through me. I felt as if every pore on my body was wide open, greedily drinking in her softness. Without thinking, I grabbed her waist and positioned myself in a suggestive pose, but the psychological tension only made everything worse. Alice seemed to respond as well. She was getting warmer by the minute, and she grew soft and pliant against me. Finally, she could not hold it anymore. Her foot slipped, releasing the clutch too fast, and the car stalled again. The car shook violently. Alice was jerked upward and then fell heavily back down in my lap. The impact sent a surge through me. It set my blood on fire, making every cell in my body tingle and ache with a raw electric need. A soft, breathy gasp escaped Alice's lips. This was her first time feeling a man pressing against her, and she seemed completely captivated by it, curious and alive with the thrill of discovery, but she was too embarrassed to show it. She only clenched her body and stayed where she was, savoring the moment. She said quietly, "I am sorry, I didn't mean to stall the car. I just don't know why I feel a little warm down there. And I am weak all over," she thought. Saying it like that wouldn't draw my attention. I pressed her body down, closing our distance. "It is okay. Just start the car again and try one more time." Alice reached to turn the key. I couldn't stop myself and unzipped my pants to let my manhood out. When Alice sat down again, the sensation became even more intense. I could feel her warmth through the thin stockings. It felt extremely good and inviting. Alice froze, her face turning even redder. She said shyly, "Mr. Woods, your tumor feels kind of hot." I was overwhelmed and held her hand. "This time, I'll teach you hands on. Just listen to me." Alice nodded. Then she started the car again and found the half engagement point. The next jolt brought an even sharper sensation. I could feel myself pressing into a deeper, yielding softness. I even sensed a sudden warm gush through her thin stockings. Alice tensed her whole body, fighting the strange feeling and trying not to shudder. The car finally started smoothly. I held her hands and guided the steering wheel. "Remember the points for reversing into the space. Use your turn signal when turning. Slow down when parallel parking." With every turn of the wheels, I felt as if I got deeper, and the sensation of being enveloped grew even more intense. At first, Alice could still concentrate on driving, but gradually, she grew weaker and weaker. She could barely press the brake anymore and slumped against me sometimes. Her body twitched slightly. "Mr. Woods, I feel so strange. It is like I don't have any strength left." I stopped the car and shifted into neutral. Then I lifted her and sat her on the steering wheel. She leaned forward, her hips arched back toward me, and through her sheer white stockings, the outline beneath was just barely visible. She turned to look at me, fear mixed with anticipation in her eyes. "Mr. Woods, I feel so strange. I can't take it anymore." I looked at her and said, "I'll make sure you pass this test. If you need anything, just tell me, and I'll help you."